the Secret Service examined a 2018 shooting at a yoga class in Tallahassee, Florida, in which a man killed 2 women and wounded 6. So I just want to point this out. So if you look at the headline of this article, it says incels are a rising threat in the U.S. Secret Service report finds a rising threat in the U.S. Now, when I've read through this article twice, okay, there's no statistics on how the threat is rising. There's no statistics outside of a couple of different stories that they mention in the Secret Service report. Within the Secret Service report itself, it says nothing about increase. It says nothing about rise. Here's what it says. It says the behavioral history of the hot yoga Tallahassee attacker illustrates many of the behavioral threat assessment themes identified through the years of U.S. Secret Service research examining targeted violence. Further, this attacker history highlights this specific threat posed by misogynistic extremism. I am a misogynistic extremist. You know, when that one reporter asked me how I should label myself, instead of saying Christian nationalist, I should have said a misogynistic extremist. I'm a misogynistic extremist. This gender-based ideology, sometimes referred to as male supremacy. I am a male supremacist. Has received increased attention in recent years from researchers, government agencies, and advocacy groups due to its association with high-profile incidents of mass violence. You know, once again, I mean, who can blame these guys? Who can blame young guys nowadays? Who can blame them? Once again, I mean, you just look at, and I drive past, and I see, you know, walking through the mall or walking through shops, and I see how these young women talk. We see how they act. We see it in the numbers. Like I said, a body count of 20 for chicks nowadays is like low. It's low. And then they just jump from dude to dude to dude. It's just a mess. And then outside of that, how are you supposed to meet someone today? Like, I can't even imagine how young men can meet someone today. Like back when I was younger. I'm a young guy, by the way. I'm only 35. Just 5 years ago, I was still in my 20s, technically. Okay, so let's just put that out there right away. Second of all, when I was younger, and this was, you know, I got married when I was 20, had my first kid at 21. But when I was like 19, 20 years old, there was none of this, like, a lot of this stuff was a lot less, right? And you can go back 20, 30 years ago, and it was a lot less than that. And you just look at, like, the transformation of women over time. Someone should do this, right? Someone should do this. Look at how women dressed, and there probably is some graphic like this. But if you look at how women dress, going back to like 1940, 1950, and then sort of like the transformation each and every decade all the way up until today, it's just gotten worse and worse over time. In my opinion, I mean, in the opinion of a lot of Catholics, traditional Catholics, like women, my wife does not agree with this, but women shouldn't even wear pants. That's what a lot of traditional Catholics believe. And we're sort of trying to work up to that. We'll see what happens. But then if you just go back to like when I was young, when I was a kid, when I was trying to meet someone, or when I was like meeting up with girls or whatever, there was none of this like dating app stuff. There was none of this swipe left, swipe right, Snapchat shit. You had to like actually go and talk to someone in person. So a lot of this sort of, all of this together has made a lot of things worse. And it's mainly affected men, by the way. Men are discriminated against in family court. Men are discriminated against in the media, and they're discriminated against in society as a whole. And they see the way that women act, and they see the way that women treat them, and they see the way that women jump from guy to guy to guy to guy. And so how can you blame them for wanting to sit inside their room and play video games and sort of get lost in a digital universe of their own? And then you see them lash out sometimes. I mean, how can you really blame a guy